You're here for more Overlord, and obviously, so am I. Ainz has reasserted himself the dominant position upon the throne of Nazarick, and was actually kind of assaulted by Albedo. Whether or not she will be punished for this goes, well, it's left unsaid, so far. And with the many elements at play, I kind of just want to delve into it. So, let's get going with another episode of Overlord. I mean, it's a bit late for him to have some sort of decree, isn't it? But fair enough. Kind of a good way to get extra ideas on the table and still maintain the illusion of knowing what you're doing. There you go. The safety of everyone and yourself is probably paramount. And considering the world out there has these wild items which can put a hindrance on plans, to say the least. Mm-hmm. What, didn't you notice that? So the only one that didn't know the true objective was the one in charge? Well, he did state it though, didn't he? Back in Season 1. But of course, these Guardians are definitely smart. Especially Demiurge. I have downloaded this song to play on the VR Beat Saber thing, which I haven't done yet because I wanted to hear it a few times on watching the anime first. But Myth and Roid are amazing. I wonder though if Ainz has thought about how to achieve these making Nazarick great again. And now he's got to add world domination into the mix. Calming. What is causing his emotion drain effect thing? Or is it just the imposition of this world and him being undead? Mm-hmm. About how it's everything was a jewel, a treasure, and it'll be his for taking. Complete domination, yes. There have been many who have tried throughout history. At least they had the delusions of world domination. Yeah, they are not going to be okay with any sort of... They are only loyal to Nazareth and to Ainz. They do not care for the people of this world. Okay. Forming your own country is one way of showing your power, but also kind of difficult to get away with, especially in times like this. Demiurge is 20 steps ahead of Ainz, but believes that Ainz is 400 in front. Explain yourself! That was the right at the beginning. This is when he was still kind of in disguise, but not as the adventurer. Because there was some that wanted just to destroy the village. I think Albedo was one of them. Because it was easier. That's a name I haven't heard in a while. And I had forgotten about the gifts that Ainz had bestowed upon certain people in this village, such as, the summoning of the goblins. Yeah, they must have been more than influential in making the village kind of prosperous after the attack. The fact that they've managed to survive out here, though, is a testament to them, so... Someone in the capital is looking out after them. When if Ainz returns, I said when, but if. Do you think he'll be wearing the mask? Yeah, what's with the purple smoke? And, or if he'll come as the adventurer version of himself. He made a new potion, but he stinks and his hair's a mess. He's been up for a while. Okay. Well, okay. Is he now going to get a scolding by the goblin? He's been too focused on his work. It's his intelligence and conviction that he's good at. Don't do a pose. No, I'm not even going to pretend. You're not in a... So goblins and tests of strength are commonplace. And so they all are vying for the affection. Is he asleep? Or is he just really distracted? Okay. So he therefore has all the affection because he gets extra meat. Civil War! Is he like a goblin priest or shaman? Don't drown. In a world like this, that would be extra embarrassing. Now there's laughter. I wonder if her sister's gonna grow up to be like some big influential character at some point. And why is he pushing himself so hard? So as to fall asleep in soup. Ah. That's who it was. I mean, this kind of training is incredibly useful, especially if they don't want to be under siege in the future. Does she have PTSD? What did she use it on? Well done. She's doing well. She's good at manual labour. And is it because it's that time when all the ingredients are ready that he's going out of his way to try and make the medicine and potions better. Are they recultivating the areas, though? But who can't like a goblin wolf rider, though? What is this disturbance in the forest? I can't remember, is this the same forest that the hamster came from? Hopefully they won't split their forces and get into any actual trouble. But the fact that we are now being introduced to the goblins and on a naming basis. And the fact that some of them have notable characteristics. Not filling her with confidence. That's useful information to know. Yeah, you don't have to, but you can stuff a little in your pockets. Herbalism is a useful skill. It is so far quite nice and peaceful in this forest. And with this kind of music as well. I mean, it's not a skill that would really usually impress people to that extent, but stay on guard. They did look like they had somewhat collected some stuff. So we've got someone escaping. Oh, nice. And it doesn't. These guys aren't the type to let that one be bait. See? Well, the thing is, those two are covered in the herbs, but the goblins aren't. Yeah, but then again, as he stated, knowing if there's a greater danger incoming is very useful for the protection of the village. Did you stand around talking too long? Now it's too late. If it wanted to, it could easily kill that kid and then turn on the goblins. What did he throw at it? Oh, okay. So he's just debuffing it and buffing his enemies. Buffing his allies, sorry. So while they do have knowledge and skills of their own, they still vehemently follow any command she has. Hopefully she's an alright tactician. He used the potion that he created. Yep. But now they have to step in to make sure he's not a threat. Will Ainz be okay, though, that he, even for the using it as an experiment and it being a success, wasting the potion? Well, wasting. Yeah, that would be the case. Demon, Snake, and Giant of the East. I'm trying to think if we've actually got any information on what those could be. If I remember the map, which I don't, I might be able to tell something, but we have two monsters, that's what I'm going to call them for now, who have joined forces and are encroaching on the areas around the forest, and could in the future pose a risk to the village, therefore also posing a risk to Ainz's acquisition of potions and stuff. Not sure what else the village is useful for. Well, apart from also helping spread his name, but see, this has raised a few things in my mind. One being that if the village that Ainz has pledged to kind of protect under the guise... Well, it's not really a guise, is it? Because it's Mr. Gown. I can't remember how they... Lord. But there's Ainz on Gown. There's the one just with the kind of like Joker mask. That's all he really did to his appearance for the village. And then there's the adventurer. He's got a few personalities to keep track of. Of course, usually what happens is when you subjugate people, especially a criminal organisation, it's not very common that they actually follow your commands and orders without some sort of backlash or hesitation. However, I really don't think that'll be an issue, as we discovered last episode, and so having that criminal underbelly of the capital, or I think it's the capital at least, while also having a presence as one of, if not the strongest adventurer, and having that reinforced as a part of his plan to slowly overtake the entire world. You know, why doesn't he ask Demiurge to write the proposals for all of the future endeavours for the next few months? Write them down so Irons can check over them to see if there are any errors in Demiurge's logic or things that he might have missed and been overthinking. Of course, that would be hiding the fact that Irons doesn't actually know what he's doing and is basically winging it. And if there is the same forest that the hamster came from, then has removing him from the forest destabilised the area? Hence the attacks on that. I think it was another goblin, but the somewhat difficult part about having this village under his command is that it's treated very much differently from what I imagine the other places are. Because Irons has been quite nice to these people, hasn't he? I mean, he didn't resurrect those that were dead, but that doesn't really benefit him, so who cares? But at least they're not part of Demiurge's experiments. And basically how it goes with every Overlord episode, it has left me on a note of wanting to watch more, and hopefully you do too. And if you do, make sure you don't miss anything by following along with the channel. And if you've enjoyed, please let me know. And if you think I've done anything particularly well, then I'd appreciate it if you show me some love and affection, mainly by commenting or liking the video. Any sort of interaction will be greatly appreciated, as always. But of course, until the time calls for it, you get yourself some rest. I'll see you in the next one.